Welcome to another edition of Creative Friday. I'm Miss Paula and I'm just so excited to show you another art project. It's summer and with Children International we gotta have some art in the summer. If you picked up your packet, this is another art project. If you did not pick up your packet, there are a few simple materials that you can get. Make sure that you have self-hardening clay, and you don't have to have paint or anything. Everybody's got some shoes, so I think we're good to go. I'm going to show you what we're doing today. We're going to make pendants that you wear, and they're called soul pendants. And they're soul pendants because we're going to use the bottom of our shoe, the sole of our shoes. If you choose to use the bottom of your shoe, just get you a wipe and wipe the bottom of your shoe, just in a little area, where you want to put your impression, because we're going to be looking at texture. There's texture everywhere. You may not want to use the bottom of your shoe, might not be enough texture, and so you can use anything to impress into the clay, stamps, or go outside, find a rock or something. I mean, there's just texture all around. So we're going to start. You will have two kinds of clay for those who have boxes, a white clay and what's called terracotta. I'm going to pinch off some of that. Don't need a big piece. Roll it around. By the way, you do see I have on gloves, and I have on gloves because I just don't want the mess of cleaning it up. But if you don't have gloves, you will have gloves in your packet, but if you didn't get a packet, this clay is fine to use in your hand. It washes right off. Be very careful washing it in your house. You don't want to wash clay down your sink. Before you press it into your shoe, after you cleaned your shoe, make sure that your shoe is dry. I'm going to try this other shoe and use a piece of the terracotta. It's an orangey kind of color, so I like to wear my gloves when I'm using it. I'm going to just press it. I'm going to press it in an area that I didn't wet, because I don't want to make sure that and boom. So that's what your impression on the bottom of your shoe. What does the bottom of your shoe look like? Now, in order to make a pendant, you're going to need to put a hole in this, and you need to put a hole in it while it's wet, because once it dries, you can't do anything with it. So I use a pen or a pencil, and I'm going to put it in this area that didn't have a big impression on it. So made a hole in it like that. Same here. I'm going to just take this and put a hole in it. You got a nice little hole, and you want to make sure that your hole is big enough that it can run up the cord that we have given you through it. So boom, that fits, and boom, that fits. Now, what you're going to need to do is set this on some paper towels or a paper towel and let it dry. It's going to have to dry definitely overnight, maybe 2 days, but definitely overnight. And so you set them aside and let them dry. Your day has gone by, you've dried it, so then you want to decorate them. And you can do several things. So here I have a thin piece, I've got a thick piece. Some of the things that I found that work very well with the painting is I use my finger and just go over the edge of it, as opposed to brush. Now you can take your brush and you can paint the whole thing if you want to. any of these colors, or if you have paint that you already have at home, like I had some gold and I like the gold, You don't have to paint the terracotta. You can leave it just like that. And let me just show you. So this is one that is used that I just took my finger and painted with the pink. Just took my finger, and because the impression was raised, the pink just got on the part that was raised, okay? And of course, you got a bead, so you got enough clay to make several beads, and you put an imprint on that as well. Here's one that I just painted with the terracotta, and again, I didn't use a brush and just paint, but you can just add color how you want to. My grandson painted this one, and we add some color. But this was one that, this is white clay. We didn't paint the back. And by the way, if you're gonna paint both sides, you gotta paint one side, let it dry completely, probably overnight, and then come back and paint the other side. Don't try to paint both sides at the same time because it really gets messy. However you choose to decorate it, what you do in the end is we've given you some cord, and you fold it in half, finding your center, and use the end and put it through the hole. And pull your strings through, like so. And then just pull it. Okay? So you just put both strings through, loop it through, and then you're done. And if you want to add that bead, then you take you a bead, and remember now, if you're making beads, make sure your hole is big enough to carry both pieces of string through. And then you can add a bead on top of it. And tie it in a knot. Okay. Tie it in a knot, and I would tie it twice. I think the 2 knots would make it really look kind of special. Okay. And now you have a soul pendant. Have fun. That's the thing. You've got enough clay to make all kind of things. It just doesn't take much clay at all to make a pendant. And so after you've made all the pendants you want, you can make something else. Remember, it's self-hardening and it will be just fine. I invite you to join our art contest, enter our art contest. It'll be in the folder that you picked up. If you didn't pick up a folder, we'll have information on our website about entering our art contest. The theme for this year's art contest is, if I could save the world. What does that look like? As a drawer, a painter, as a poet, as a rapper, whatever expression of art you want to use to express, if I could save the world. And more information on that in your packet again and in the website. But thank you for joining. I hope you have fun wearing your soul pendant, giving them away. And mommy and dad will be happy if you clean up using paper towels. Okay? And I think that's it. I think you're gonna love making you a soul pendant. I'll see you next week. Bye.